guys, Cody here with another review for you guys today, and today I'm going to be reviewing Ghostbusters Afterlife because Sony gave me access to an early screening. I got to take like 4 of my friends with me, which was crazy. It was a great experience. We had a lot of fun. But I do want to start by saying that I'm going to kind of give a really small review at the beginning because I don't think I can review this movie without at least talking about some of the things that happen in it. And I don't want to spoil it for people. The movie does technically come out today if you go into a midnight showing, but if you want to go tomorrow when it's actually released, I don't know. I'm just giving you guys advice. Don't watch this video in its entirety until you're done watching the movie, because there are so many great things that happen in this film that are really big for Ghostbusters fans. And even the people who really never paid no attention to Ghostbusters, they had a really exciting time and went all through all the emotions. So we're going to go through all this throughout this video. But I'm just warning you, spoilers. So this movie is directed by Jason Reitman, who is also the son of the original director of Ghostbusters from 1984, Ivan Reitman. So that's pretty cool, passing the torch to your offspring to make a film like this. And it does show. It really does have a lot of fan service. I remember watching or seeing some kind of thing about Ivan Reitman having posted some footage of his son on the set of Ghostbusters 2 and seeing all of him as a kid experiencing the joy and excitement of, you know, being a kid and a fan of Ghostbusters. So, of course, growing up and seeing him make a movie like this, you can tell that it's right in the right hands. And none more so than, you know, again, spoilers later, but I'll get more into this later. But the movie follows a group of kids who are the grandkids of Egon Spengler. And I don't think it's much of a spoiler to say that his character dies in this movie, since we lost the late, great Harold Ramis, who portrayed Egon Spengler. But yes, the daughter of Egon and her kids, the grandkids, all go to this farmhouse, and a bunch of spooky things happen, and the kids start finding a lot of relics from that time when he was a Ghostbuster, and they start to see an emergence in, you know, what their true heritage is, and they go out and start busting ghosts throughout this town, and it's like a small farm town. And yeah, so there's this short synopsis, and I'm going to go ahead and, in between me doing the spoiler, go ahead and give you guys my review rating real quick, and then towards the end I'll reiterate it. But I had such a fun time with this movie. We went to go see it in XD on a big screen. It's sort of in like a private theater room. There had to have been maybe like 15 people, and of those 15 were me and 5 other friends of mine. So it was a very small little, you know, theater experience. So it was great. I really enjoyed it. So thanks again, Sony, for, you know, doing that for us. I'm gonna give this a solid B, a B plus out of the rating. That would be like a 4 out of 5 stars right there. It was a really fun movie. I loved the characters. It was a great little like a passing of the torch type Ghostbusters movie. I really enjoyed seeing the kids experience, you know, the different things that Ghostbusters would experience, putting on the proton pack, actually using the proton pack, driving the Ecto-1. Finn Wolfhard's character in this was good. I forget the names of these characters. I know one stands out. His name's Podcast. I have to watch the movie all over again to really understand the names, because the names didn't stick to me. But Podcast was fun. He might have been a little bit of annoying with his, you know, well, his character is written around his name, so he's just sitting there shoving a microphone in people's faces and stuff like that. But still, it was a really fun experience. I really enjoyed Paul Rudd's character, which is like the teacher of the movie, and his just being dragged into the situation, and him being a fan of the Ghostbusters and explaining to these children what the Ghostbusters are. So it really was a fun, great fan service film. And then I've seen people reviewing this movie saying that's all it's got for it. But if we can talk about that 5 years ago, that trashy female Ghostbuster movie that I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying. I did not like that movie. I am very, very tame when it comes to watching a movie and criticizing it, because I like movies regardless of them being terrible or good. It's just when they're terrible and bad is when I'm... No. Garbage. No. Anyway, this was great. This was a great movie, and for some reason this movie is underselling the recent Ghostbusters film. Alright guys, so spoilers real quick. This movie has a lot of them, and I'm pretty sure based on the final trailer you guys know that 3 of the original Ghostbusters do come back to help these kids, bust ghosts. So it's really good seeing Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson come back. But there's one thing in the movie that I know a lot of people are talking about. They just don't want to spoil it. And I really hate that I'm spoiling it too. So do not, and I repeat, do not watch past this point if you do not want to have spoilers. Okay? I've warned you many times. No spoilers. I don't like spoiling things for people, but it's a review, and I want to be able to get my point across with every detail. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you good? You ready? Alright, can't blame me. I told you from this point on. Alright guys, what I appreciate about this movie, and I said it all the way walking out of the movie theater, I loved how tasteful the movie was to memorialize Harold Ramis's character Egon, because towards the end of the movie, you do see Egon Spengler as a ghost. And he doesn't speak. He doesn't speak at all. There's some reactions from everyone around him. There's even really funny reactions from the other 3 Ghostbusters. You know, they're looking at him while he's sitting there helping McKenna Grace's character shooting the proton wand at the ghost to kind of, bring that kind of level of passing the torch thing. And it was an emotional experience because, Harold's no longer with us. And he hasn't been for a while. It's been almost 6 years? And he's been gone. And to see his face and, and just having that part come out and, that character come back and as a ghost, and helping fight. Again, this just in general is a great follow-up, and I think they retconned the second movie. I'm not sure how exactly they did. There was really not that much of an explanation, but I've heard some people say that the second movie is retconned. This is just a direct sequel, almost kind of like Halloween is a direct sequel to the older Halloween movies, you know what I mean? But the villain in this movie is Shandor, which is the prophecist of Gozer the Traveler, and stuff like that. So everything pretty much happens at this point where there is a shrine of Gozer that's found. All the kids go in and they find it underneath this mine shaft, and they find the body of I forgot what his first name is, Evo Shandor or something like that. I know I'm not a super Ghostbusters fan, but I do know from the point where I start to over-guess names and stuff, but he's in some kind of a casket that's see-through, and Gozer comes through with the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper again, and I gotta say, the way that that Gozer looks in this, it's the same as she looked in the original, but with the updated special effects and stuff like that, it just looks so badass, and I love seeing the transition in time. The movie's from 1984. It's crazy how this is almost a 40-year-old film. So to see all this stuff kind of be a direct sequel after so long, it fits so well. It was almost like a reunion of, a movie that people loved. And to see these kids adapt to the environment of the story and to read up on the history of these characters without the help of the original Ghostbusters. At one point, they do McKenna Grace's character having sat there and blown to shit the half of the town with the proton pack on the gunner seat of the Ecto-1. and destroying property, they're arrested and put in jail. Okay? And one of the things that she does is her first phone call is to call Ray Stantz and explaining the situation and why that they split up. And I remember when there was a point where everybody gasped was when Ray says, to hell with Egon Spengler, and then that awkward moment of he died, you know? And it was kind of an emotional thing to see these people break apart. You know, there was so much camaraderie between these characters, and they were established even from the first movie into the second movie. They were very well established characters, but to see them fall apart and see that Egon dropped everything because nobody believed that the apocalypse was coming. He come off like a crazy man, and he lived off in what they called the dirt farm, and they called him the dirt farmer. He was a very quiet, self-contained person who was just pretty much sacrificing everything to protect the world. And it was just, it was really heartfelt seeing towards the end them apologizing to him. Because in real life, I do believe that a lot of these people might have had problems with Harold Ramis. Not as serious as this, but I mean, you know, there's some kind of discourse and, you know, not hatred, but you know, there's just, you know, people separate from each other for certain reasons, and I think that was their way of saying goodbye and I'm sorry, you know, like, yeah, it's a really interesting thing to see that after so long after those people. It's almost like Peter Cushing and stuff like that when he was brought back as Governor Tarkin in Star Wars, you know, just that kind of feeling. It's just like, wow. You know, he's been dead for 40 some odd years, but wow, look at this. It's great to see, you know, how well they're able to capture the look of these characters even after they're gone, and their actors are gone. It's just crazy. And I like I said, it was very respectful and very tear-jerking. I think out of the 5 people there, me and a few other friends were like, I wasn't expecting to cry in this movie. It was fun. It was a really fun movie and definitely a fan service to Ghostbusters fans. I, again, think that the movie really sits very well with the Ghostbusters franchise, especially since a lot of people hated the last one that came out. I don't understand why it's getting roasted, because I had so much fun with this movie, and I'm sure a lot of Ghostbusters fans will as well. I love the cuteness of, you know, the mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans. I love that they were showing some of the footage from the movie through clips to kind of educate these kids. I love that they were just all around exploring the historical aspect of what a Ghostbuster was. And just, in general, a great, fun, all-around fan service Ghostbusters film that you guys will enjoy. And it wasn't fan service like some people say when there's too much fan service, it's not good. This was just the right amount of fan service, just the right amount of fan service, and I think it was beautifully done. We all had fun. Not a single one of us were sitting there talking crap about the movie. And we come back and we're just like, why? Why is this movie getting more hate than the other one? Like, I'm not trying to draw comparisons, but one definitely overshadows the other and makes me want to just forget that one even existed. So I think in general, this movie is definitely a B+. I had a problem with the pacing on some of them. There would be some scenes that were lingering, and definitely had a hard time sitting through at some point. There's just too much exploration scenes. There's just too much going back to these specific spots to kind of drive the point across that this is Gozer and blah, blah, blah. But it could have been a little bit shorter because it runs close to, if not over, a little bit of a 2-hour movie. And it was definitely an experience. I can't say that I had anything wrong with the movie except for the pacing issue, and that's why I'm giving it a B+. I think that it is a great movie, and I think you guys should go see it if you are interested in Ghostbusters in general. But guys, thanks for watching. As always, like the video, hit the subscribe button. I got a lot more cool things coming your way very soon, and I hope you guys enjoy. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.